and welcome into Rebecca K Crochet. This is Becky, your yarn host, and today what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how I'm going to design a square blanket. A blanket with squares or whatever. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to decide how wide or long we want our blanket. This is going to be our length going across this way and our width going across this way. So the first thing we have to do is decide how long and how wide we want our blanket. And I think mine is going to be roughly 72 inches long. So we're going to do 72 inches long by 60 inches wide. So we're going to have to figure out how big we need to have our squares and how big we want our squares. So if we do, say, 6-inch squares, will 72 go into 6? And it will. And that would be, let me look here, 12 squares. So it's going to be 12 squares this way and 10 squares this way. And I'm going to draw that out on a piece of paper, and I will show you whenever I get done drawing it. I will come back. Okay, now I have my grid free-handed. I didn't use a ruler or anything, so I have wavy lines, and that's okay. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out the colors that we're going to use. And the colors I am going to use are in this container. And they are Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in Limelight. I have it in Hot Rose, Yellow, Mango, Amethyst. I don't know if you saw that or not. That's Amethyst. Tropical Pink. This is a Hobby Lobby brand also. This one is Crafter's Secret Big Idea in Splash. This is my favorite color. Where's the splash at? There it is. And then I have white up there, and it's Premier Just Yarn in white. So these are the colors I'm going to use. So then I get markers. Put these over to the side. I get markers to sort of match my colors. So this one's going to go with the Limelight. This one will be the yellow. This one's going to be the Hot Rose. This one's going to be the Mango. That's the blue one. This is the purple. And this is the peach colored one. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my markers and I'm going to color the squares that I want in different colors so that I can see where my placement is going to be and see what looks best on the paper. And I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, so I've colored in my squares. And this is what I have. I'm going to start with Limelight, then I'm going to go to Mango. I got my colors mixed up here, so I started writing them out. Violet, down this way. Tropical Pink, the Splash, the Yellow, the Hot Rose, and then we're going to start our repeat over with the Limelight, Mango, Violet, Tropical Pink, Splash, Yellow, Hot Rose, Limelight, going down this way. Mango, Violet, tropical pink, splash, yellow, and hot rose. So this is what it's going to look like. My blanket's going to look like. Now what squares I use with these colors, what I decide I'm going to do granny square wise, is going to be a little bit different. I may change up what granny squares I decide I want to make each color in. I may do all the same granny square and make the whole blanket this. So it depends on what you want to do with your colors. If you want to make a solid granny square, if you want to make a multicolored like a white with a color in the middle, you can do that. But this is how I start. I get the colors I want to use, I figure out how big I want my blanket, and then I go from there. And I will show you here in just a second what I have decided to do and how I am going to do it. So I will be right back. Okay, so I figured out that I need 16 squares of hot rose, 17 of yellow, 18 of splash, 18 tropical pink, 18 violet, 17 mango, and 16 limelight. So now I know how many squares of each one that I need to do. So now I need to figure out what square I am going to make. And I will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to start with a slip knot. And I'm going to start with the hot pink, or the hot rose, or whatever they're calling this. Let me see. Yeah, hot rose, since that's the first one over here on my list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make circles, granny circles. So I'm going to start with 4 chains on my hook. I'm going to go back into the first chain and I'm going to slip stitch. Make sure you put your finger where this circle is going to be in the middle so that you catch that. It's going to be easier to work back into. We're going to chain 2. We're going to go back in and we're going to do 11 more double crochets, 12 altogether. That chain 2 does count. 3. We're going to crochet over our tail. You're going to catch that tail and just hold it back here, right back here, and you'll just work around that tail. And don't worry if this gets a little bit big, we're going to tighten that down. See how many we've got. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to snug this down, close our hole the best that we can, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to slip stitch in the top of this. Now there's people that do this differently than I am doing this next round. I do it like this because I think I've got a knot over here. My tail got caught up with my working yarn. I think that it fills in better. So this is how I do it. You can do it how most other people do it. I just think that it fills it in, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. But it fills in my stitches a little bit better than doing it the conventional way. So what I do is I chain 2, which counts as a stitch, and I go right back into that chain 2 space because we're going to increase, and that's considered an increase. And we're going to do 2 double crochets all the way around. Now this one is a normal round. The next one will not be. So 2 double crochets in every stitch all the way around. Have one there. We should end up with 24 stitches in this round because we've doubled each stitch and we started out with 12. If you don't know how to do a double crochet, you can go back on my channel. I have how to do double crochets already in a video. This is a new skein of yarn, so it's hard to pull out of the middle. It's not free flowing yet, but it will be. And that's something that people that are new to crochet need to realize, that in order to keep your tension the way that you want your tension, your yarn needs to free flow through your fingers. That's hard to say. And so you want to have your yarn not pulling, and that's why I pull this out. You don't want to have your yarn pulling against your fingers to make it tight. So you pull out a little bit until it starts coming out off the skein or out of the skein a little bit easier. So let's see if we have 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24. Why do I have 25? Did I do something weird? Let's go back and check I might have put 3 in one. May have counted wrong. All right, let's do this again. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Probably counted wrong. 2, 2, 2, 2. So I probably just counted wrong. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into the top. Make sure you catch both of those loops. Now this is where I do different. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to go, and most people will go into this one and start their 2 double crochets. I do it in the first one. So 2 double crochets in the first one, 1 in the next one. Most people will go 1 here and 2 here. And I don't do it that way. And you're going to alternate every other stitch, 1 and then 2. But we're going to start out with 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and I'll show you why I do that. When we get back around to the other side, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around with the 2, the 1, the 2, the 1, all the way around till I'll meet you right back right here. Okay, I'm back here to the end, and I just did 2, and you want to end with 1 right here because you started off with 2. If you start off with 1 over here, you want to end with 2. And then we're going to slip stitch. Now I want my square to be 6 inches. And we're going to square this circle, or I'm going to square this circle up here in just a second. So I need to figure out how wide this circle is right now, and if I need to go another round or not. So I will be right back. Okay, I got my tape measure. Now I am 4 inches, and it looks like my double crochet rounds are right around 3/4 of an inch, really close to it, and I'm 4 inches. And so I can go 1 more round because I want it to be 6 inches square. So I can go one more round because I'm going to have to square this off with white is how I'm going to do this. The main body of my work is going to be white. So I'm going to go one more round, and how I do that is you chain 2, and then you're going to go right back into that same stitch like we did before. And see, whenever you do that on the back and on the front, you don't seem to have near of a gap as if you would use your, if you use your double crochet. This is what I was telling you about. If you just use your chain space and you go over here and you do 2 double crochets over here, but you're going to chain, and you're going to chain again, or you're going to double crochet again, and then you're going to chain 2. This creates a gap. Whenever you are pulling it over, it creates a gap because it's not as thick as this one. So I like to do my double crochets, the 2 double crochets together. I like to start off with an increase immediately, and then you can't really tell that there's been a problem right here. So I do my 2 double crochets, and then you're going to go to 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Now, do you see how that bulked that stitch up compared to what it was? And this stitch right here was leaning really bad, and that bulked that stitch up right there by putting 2 in that stitch. That's why I do that. It took me years to figure that out, but I was like, you know what? It just looks better to me, so that's why I do it. And if you want to do it the other way, this is your project. Feel free to do it that way. I just like it this way better. Okay, I will meet you back over here. So every other stitch, you're going to do 2 double crochets, and then 2 in a single stitch, 2 in 1, and then the next 2, and then 2 in 1, and all the way around it's going to be 2 in 1, and then double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch, double crochet, all the way around. Okay, I'm here at the end of my stitches, and since you started with 2 double crochets, you need to finish with a single crochet in the last 2 stitches, which I have a double crochet right here, and then 2 single crochets, and then we're going to slip stitch. Now, it's okay for it to come up just a little bit, but if you're really rolling up on if it's really making a bowl like this, it usually means that you have not increased correctly. It should be able to lay flat like that. You may have to lay it flat because you're working on it and your tension's a little bit different, but it should be able to lay completely flat like this one's doing. If it is cupping up, you haven't increased. So with this round, you just did 12 stitches in the middle. This one you doubled it. This one you added 12 more, so this one was 24, so this one's 36, this one's 48 stitches. You need to count and make sure. Normally, if you end correctly with either your 2 single crochets, if you start with 2 doubles in the first stitch, you'll end with 2 single crochets in this round. If you end with 2 single crochets, usually you are correct on your stitch count. That's just a little tip. If you don't end with the 2, if you end with just 1, you've gotten off down here, back here somewhere, and you need to take it out because your stitch count needs to be correct. Now the next thing, this is close to 5 inches. And so we're shooting for roughly 6 inches. We may go over a little bit, we may be under a little bit. I'm going to say we're going to be over just a tad, which is fine. You can do 12 inches. You can do however big of these squares that you want. I just wanted a lot of the circles, different colored, multicolored circles in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 16 of the rows, the hot rows, and I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow and make 17 of those, 18 of the splash. 18 splash, tropical pink is going to be 18, violet 18, mango 17, and limelight 16. We're going to do that. You can do that. I'm going to show you how to finish off these squares with the white. So I'll be right back when I get my white. Okay, I got my white, and what I'm going to do here is I am just going to chain one, cut my yarn, pull it out, snug it down. Now my white is, I had to pull something else out. My white is Premier just £1. I got this from the Dollar Tree for $5. I got a lot of them. I went in and bought 5 of every color that the Dollar Tree had, so I have a lot of these. So I can make projects. Yay! Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to start with a standing, if we can, a standing treble crochet. And if not, we're going to have to start with a chain 3. But a standing treble crochet is wrap your yarn around twice, hold it tight, put it in, do not let it go. And you need to make sure that you're holding this tight. Pull off 2, pull off 2, and pull off 2. And that is a standing double crochet. Pull that a little bit snug. And we're going to do another treble crochet. We're going to chain 2. We're going to do another treble crochet, which is wrap it around twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and another treble crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then we're going to go down to 2 double crochets. Then we are going to go to 2 half double crochets. Then we are going to go to 4 single crochets. Then we're going to go back to 2 half doubles. Then we are going to go to 2 doubles. I will be right back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to turn our circle into a square. And this is the pattern that we're going to do that. So we're going to take our white yarn, or whatever color you choose, and you're just going to find a stitch, and you're going to wrap your yarn twice, because we're going to have to do a treble crochet, and this is called a standing treble crochet, and you're just, any stitch will work. Make sure that you keep this tight. You notice my fingers didn't move off of this. You keep it very tight as you can. And you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then you want to snug this one down just a little bit. You're going to have a little bit of a wonkiness right there. As minimal as possible on that if you can. Then yarn over twice, If you can't do the standing treble crochet, you can chain 4 and then do this, and then do the treble. And then you're going to do a double, you do that in the same stitch, 2 trebles in the same stitch, and then you do a double crochet in the next, a double crochet in the next, a half double in the next one, half double in the next one, a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then we go back to our half double, a half double, no stitches, a double. Now we want to work over our tail here, so we're just going to lay that down, do another double. Then at the corner we're going to wrap twice and do a treble. This is going to form our corner. Whoops. Another treble, which is wrap twice, pull through, split yarn there, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1, and do it again in the same stitch. And then we're going to repeat this process that we just did over here with the 2 doubles, the 2 half doubles, 3 singles, and then go back to your half doubles, your doubles, and then do another corner. So we do the double, and we're still working over our tail. Another double, a half double, a half double, a single 3 times. I dropped my tail, just as long as you feel like you've worked over enough, because I'll work that tail back in. A half double. We did those singles 3 times. A half double, a double, a double, and a treble. Wrap it twice, pull through 2, pull through 2. Got my yarn on the floor. Pull through 2, wrap it twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, chain 1, and 2 more trebles in that same stitch to create our corner. Then we're going to do a double, a double, a half double, a half double, 3 singles, whoops, and you repeat that, the half double, the double, and the trebles, and you go around until you meet over here, and I will show you when I get back here what to do. Okay, here I am at the end, and I've got a last half double to do. And then what we need to do, because we started with 2 trebles, we have to finish out our corner. So we're going to treble crochet into this stitch, not this half double crochet, and another treble crochet. And then with this one, I just chain 1, and I will just slip stitch into the top of the treble. And that's how I finish out my corner. And then I will slip stitch, and I will cut my work. if, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. You don't have to cut it, but I'm going to pull this out. I'll come back here in just a little bit. As soon as I get a few more, I have more of these done, and these, as soon as I get these attached, or the white on these, I will show you how to attach this. I'll be right back. I wanted to show you again how to do a standing treble. I didn't show that real well, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that your tail, you are holding it with your middle finger down here on your hook, and you have this very tight with the tension over here on this one. You wrap it around twice, you go in, and you keep that tension really tight, and you push this up forward so that you don't, when you pull back, you don't get those loops. And I push them towards the end of my hook, or towards the head of my hook, and then you do not get that bad end on there, and then you can just tighten that up just a little bit. And that is how I do a treble crochet, standing treble crochet. I just wanted y'all to see that, and I may just show you how I do this all the way around. I may just speed it up just a little bit in case y'all didn't get it before. I have all different skill levels on here. Watching. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go into the top of this stitch and you don't add a stitch. If you go into this one, you need to close that down, because if you go into the top of this one, it's going to add a stitch. And there is your square. Now, if you have too many, if you start out with too many in the middle, like I have one that I started out with 13 in the middle instead of 12. If you want to do that, you just put 4 single crochets here on each side, and that, you know, if that happens, but it's going to make your other squares wrong. So you'll either need to do 12 or 13 all the time. I like 12. It makes it an even number, and it's easier to divide and all of that. So, and this square, I forgot to tell you, measures right at 5.5 inches. And then whenever we put these together, we're going to have about another inch. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to put these together now. Because I think, nope, I've got to make one more square, one more color to go. I don't think any of these touch yet. I'm looking over here on my paper, and none of these touch these colors. So I'll be back whenever I get my next square done. Okay, so now what I want to show you is whenever you get your squares to this stage, you want to flip them over and you want to weave in your ends. And how I like to do that whenever I chain 4 or even the magic knot, I like to pull it tight. Pull this tight as you can get it. Mine will completely close up. And then you just weave back and forth. Now there is a little bit of a trick that I do that helps to close this circle here in the back. And you go over this stitch right here where you're coming out, and you go into the next one. And you want to make sure that you go around where your stitch was in the beginning and pull that tight, and that will close this up right here just a little bit more. And then coming out right here, I will skip over this stitch and go back in and back around. And in the center square, don't catch that one, but in the center square, you want to do it at least 3 times and pull it tight. That way it will not open up. Then I like to cut it snug at the bottom. Right here, I've gone over it already. It's coming from that direction. So we're coming from over this way and going around. And like this one, looks like it started right here. Yeah, started right there. I don't know if you saw that disappear or not, but you can pull that tight. And since I have it turning the corner and I've done all of this area, I will just go ahead and cut this one off. There's no reason for me to go back because I've got so much woven in. Then on this up here, I like to tie these two together with just a square knot. That just keeps them from falling apart, and this is going to be covered up anyway. And then I will cut my strings, my yarn, even. Get both of my yarn in there. And then I'm going to go down in the top of this stitch right through here. And I'm going to come out right down here and weave that back in. Making sure that I pull it tight so that this up here disappears, that bump disappears, like so. And stretching this out. And then I will go along the bottom. And then I will skip over this one where we're coming out and go back into that one. Even though that's tied, I could stop right there. But this is going to get washed. So, and then I will just pull it out, snug it a little bit, and and cut my yarn. Now, the next thing we are going to do, that's the front side, is I have several over here, and I'm going to show you sort of how to do this, how to put these together. And we are going to do this as we make these squares. This is called Join As You Go. And it's really easy, but let me get a piece of paper and show you. Hold on. Okay, so I have drawn squares that represent these squares. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here. And we're going to crochet here. And then we're going to go here, and then we're going to crochet up, and then we're going to crochet down, and then we're going to crochet this way. Let me do this here. Like so. My marker's a little bit big for this. And then we're going to turn the corner, and we're going to go up and down, and go around and up and down, and go around and up and down, and then up and down, and we're going to zigzag like this until we get here. Then when we get here, we're going to, because this is not crocheted on up at the top, we're going to go all the way back to here. So on the top one, we're going to crochet, we're going to start at the bottom and crochet, doing this, zigzagging up and down. And I will show you this on a smaller sample. Up and down, up and down, up and down until we get here. And then we're going to go all the way back. Then when we get here, we're going to start back on the bottom again, up here, and we're going to go up and down, 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 and we're going to go back across again. And what that does is, here you're only going to have one that you're attaching. Whenever you do the up and down here, you'll be attaching it to this one and this square. You'll be attaching these two together as you're going up and down. So you're always going to be attaching the next row to the other one. The first one is not that way, the second one is. Then you'll go all the way back, and you're going to leave this side one empty. There's not going to be any crochet on this side, but this one will have crochet. And then whenever we get to the end, we're going to go back this way, and then we'll do our up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back, until we get our blanket done. And then whenever our blanket is done, we'll crochet down back, and then we'll crochet down this side, and we'll be finished down here at the end. And you don't have to put a border on it that way. If you want a border, you can, but that will finish out your entire blanket. But I will show you how to do this in just a second. Okay, I'm going to show you this again with 3 squares. I'm going to crochet it with 3 squares. So we start on this side, right here, and we go this way. And then we go up this way. Then we turn a corner and we go down this way, and we're attaching these two together. And then we turn this corner and we go this way. Then we turn this corner and we go up this way again, and we're attaching these two together. Go down, we go back around, and we come up this way. Then we swing around and we go this way across all 3 of these. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach this one. So we're going to swing around and we're going to do the same thing over again. And we're going to go this way and up and back down and around. And we're attaching these two together like we did these two. and back around, and these two together, up, back around, and then we're going to go over here, and then we're going to go up. And if you have more than 3, you just continue with this zigzag motion all the way down your blanket. And then you come back on that first row and not attach to anything, and then you attach your next row and do the zigzag again. And then whenever you get done, you go this way all the way across, and you're working back that way. And then you will work down this side of your blanket, and you will finish where you started. This is your start and your finish right here. So you might want to take a snapshot of this so you know how to go up and down, back, and then around, up and down again, and then back around. And then if you have more going this way, you just go up and down and back around. You just repeat this process over again until you get done with your blanket. This way is up and back, and then back around all the way till the end of your, like I have 10 of them that I'll go up and down all the way across, and then back down, and then I'll do 10 more zigzags while I'm attaching it to my first row. And this is how you can make one of these blocks. You don't have to make all of your colors at once if you don't want to. You can make one block, attach it with the white, do your white, and then you can attach it and keep your blanket with white on it also, and just work it in as you go. And you're just going up and back and up and back. And I'll show you how to do that now. So my first color is Limelight. I lost my yarn. There it is. My first color is Limelight. So we're going to start with a standing double crochet in our corner. That's yarn over, put it in your corner, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And when you do a standing, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have this part go way back here and the other 2 stitches up here, because that creates this big bump over here. And we're going to do 3 more double crochets in the corner. We're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in that 3rd stitch we're going to do 3 double crochet. Now remember, we're going along the bottom here. We're going along this bottom. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and do 3 double crochet. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. We're going to skip the 2 and we're going to do 3 double crochet in the corner. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to do 3 more double crochet. And we're going to turn that corner. So now what we are doing is we are working up. We did this, we finished that. Now we're going to go up this side. So we're going to skip 2, 3 double crochet. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. skip 2, 3 double crochet, whoops, didn't go on my stitch, 3 double crochet, skip 2, 3 double crochet, and then we're going to work into the corner, 3 double crochet in the corner. Actually, we need to make sure that we have the same amount on each side. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 3 double crochet in this corner. I did something wrong. Right here, 3 double crochet. Now we're not going to go this way with our double crochets. We're going to chain 3. We are going to, my next color is the mango, which is this orangey looking color right here. And I'm going to take the mango, and you want to set them down beside each other like this. It just makes it easier. And we are going to do 3 double crochet in this corner. We're going to turn it around, pull out a little bit of a loop, and we are going to go into between the two double crochets, and we're going to pull up a loop. Pull this loop up through here, and we're going to attach it with a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go back down into the next. We're going to skip 2 here, and we're going to go 3 double crochets right here. Make that loop a little bit bigger. Go over here in between your next cluster. Chain 1 and skip 2 and do 3 more double crochets right here. One thing I forgot to tell you is you want to make sure that your squares are on the right side. Let me back up. I don't know where I was at on that. Pull up your loop, go into your next one, your next space between your clusters, slip stitch and pull through, do a chain stitch. And this is what it's looking like. This will make a very, very flat, even border. So now what we're going to do is skip 2, do 3 more double crochets in this stitch. Pull up your loop. We were in this one, so now we want to go to this one. Slip stitch, chain 1, skip 2, do 3 more double crochets into that stitch. Pull up your loop, go into this next one. Slip stitch and chain 1. And then we're going to go into our corner here with 3 double crochets. And then we need to go into our corner here. Slip stitch, chain 1, 2, And then we're going to go back down into this corner with 3 more double crochets. So now we did the bottom. Let me turn this around so you can see where we're at. So we did, sorry, my camera's wiggling. So we did the bottom, which is across here. We went up, which is right here. We zigzagged around and attached right down through here, and now we're going across the bottom. So there's nothing over here that we're going to attach to. And that's just straight double crochets. Skip 2, 3 double crochets, 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 three double crochets in the corner, now we're going to add on our next piece to this corner, because no we're not, we're going to go down, around, and down. We're going to go up this side of the corner, sorry. So we're going to chain 1 and get back into that. 3 double crochets. I'm going to speed this up through here so you don't have to sit and watch me do this. Okay, now we're going to chain 3, because now we are up here. We've done this, this, and now we're up here, and we're going to add on to this one. So we add on at the top of this square. So my next color is, I have this mango color, and the next color is violet, so it's this one. So like I told you before, we want to line them up. It's just easier. Go into that one with a double crochet. We do 3 double crochets. We're going to turn our work. We are going to go into this stitch because these double crochets line up together. So we're going to go into this next one down here, and we're going to slip stitch that, chain 1, and we are going to do skip 2 and go into the 3rd one and do it again. Pull up a loop, go to our next one right here, slip stitch, chain 1, and skip 2 and go into our 3rd one. Go into our next one. skip 2, skip 2, chain 1, go into our corner, 3 double crochets. Now attach this corner to this corner. And then we're going to go back into this corner because now we have gone down and we're right here at this corner. We're right here. So now we're going to go back around and up, and then we're going to go all the way across. So we're going to go back into this corner right here with 3 more double crochets. I'm going to speed this section up just a little bit till I get to the corner. Okay, now at the corner, I am going to chain 3, or double crochet 3, I'm falling down here. Chain 1 and 3 more double crochets, and we're turning that corner like normal. And we're going to do the same thing over again, all the way up. At this corner, we're going to do our 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, and we're going to go all the way across, back across this way. And when we get to this corner, I'll show you how we handle this. I'll be right back. Okay, we're at the corner and we do 3 double crochets because there's our corner. We chain 1 and we attach right here with a slip stitch and a chain 1. And then we go right back into this corner on the other side with 3 double crochets. Skip 2 and we start repeating the process over again. Now, if I have gone too fast for you, just slow it down, back it up, stop it, whatever you need to do to make this tutorial where you can use it. Okay, so now we're back at the other corner. 3 double crochets again. We're not going to join to this one. We're going to chain 1, join to the middle bars of this one, chain 1 on for the other side, and go into that other side. See how that does? Your chain 1, join into that bar that we created, that chain 3 space, and then you go into the other side. And it looks like that over here also. And that gets you back over to the other side. We're going to do 2 more double crochets in this one. Skip 2 and go on to the corner, and I will meet you back at the corner. Okay, so now we're back at the corner. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, going to turn our work a little bit. And my next color over here is mango, so it's the same as this one. So I'm going to take a mango, and I am going to do a double crochet into this mango. 1, 3 double crochets, pull out my loop, and we're going to join back over here into this one just like we did before. So now what we are doing is we are attaching, we've gone all the way across, and now we're attaching this one right here. This is 3 chains, and we're attaching this top one. Chain 1, and we're going to skip 3, we attached into this one, so now we need to attach into that one. Skip 2, go into the third one, 3 double crochets. I said skip 3 a while ago, I meant skip 2. It's the same thing over and over. Slip stitch, chain 1, skip 2, chain 1, skip 2, go into your space, you're going to chain 1 it because it's a corner space, go into this chain 3 space right here, attach this one, chain 1, and then we're going to go back in here and do our double crochets, 3 double crochets back into this corner space. And I'm going to speed this up, but it's the same repeat from here, except for you are attaching, you're not attaching on this side, you'll go up, you'll attach on this side, and you'll attach on the bottom. And this is what it looks like. And I will speed this up so you can see the process. Okay, I'm up at the corner, and what I need to do now is attach this purple. So now we have gone here and up, and now we're going to attach the purple. So I need to chain 3, go in the corner of this one, right there. Oops, I need to double crochet in this corner. Three times. And I'm going to turn my work this way. And I'm going to come down here, and we're going to go right here and attach with a slip stitch and a chain 1. Then we're going to skip 2 again, and we're going to go right down on this corner, and I will meet you back at the other corner to show you what to do. I'll probably just speed up this process so you can see it. Okay, now we're at the corner. We're going to chain 3, or 3 double crochets, sorry. And in that chain 3 space right here, where all the rest of these are, we're going to go in that chain 3 space. Whoops. And we're going to pull up that loop. Snug it down, chain 1, we're going to go back with a double crochet 3 times, and we're going to go into this next one right here. Chain 1, and that's what your corner should look like. And I'm going to double crochet after I skip 2 more, 3 double crochets, I'm going to do this process all the way across. And your corner should look like that. And these should lay across from each other, like so. And we're just going to go down and work our way down, and we'll zigzag back up like we did on this bottom right here. We'll zigzag back up on the top, and we'll go all the way back down like we did here, all the way down, and then we'll do the zigzag back and forth. And I'm not ready to do this yet, so I'm going to have to take all of this out, so I don't want to go any further. But that's how you do it. Whenever you attach this, you attach here, go up, and then do your attachment here. That's how you attach your corners, and you go across. And like I said, whenever you get to the end of your blanket, you just come back across this way. Let's say it's this way. You come back across, do all of your stuff across, and then you go down this way with your double crochet clusters all the way down your blanket. And then you don't have to put a border on, but if you want to put a border on, you can. And that's what it looks like. And that's what mine's going to look like. I'm going to have the diagonal squares. My next square is this pink one. It'll be diagonal squares going up this way. But I still have to build mine out, so I have to go take out over here. Now, whenever you take these and you're doing them as you go, what you want to do is you want to stop. You'll stop at your corner. Before you add this next one on, you'll stop right here, and then you'll do this one. If you do it as you go, put a stitch marker in that stitch. That way it'll hold it. And then you can just go ahead and you won't rip out any stitches down here, and you'll just go ahead and attach on and go down and back around. But that's how it's done. If you have any questions, always contact me. If you have any questions, you can contact me on here. You can contact me at Rebecca K Crochet, spelled K-A-Y, @gmail.com. You can contact me in the comments below this section, and I'll get back with you. If you need any help at all, just go ahead and contact me. Always make sure that you put the right side up, like I showed you before, and I hope this helps. And hopefully Friday I will show you a finished blanket. Cross my fingers. Don't know that it's going to happen, but I'm going to try to get this blanket done by Friday. I have a lot of my squares or my circles already done. I just have to add my square piece to it, and hopefully I get it done by Friday. And I will see you tomorrow with the next video. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification.